The following program illustrates how industrial and environmental interests can be combined to promote economic growth and preserve the environment. Pointe is a dream that became a reality. Once useless surface mined land has become an industrial park in Washington County, just west of Pittsburgh, that holds the promise of revitalizing the local economy, bringing quality jobs into our area. Two men will tell the story of how it was accomplished. Raymond Bologna, a local coal mining operator, will give us a capsule view of the history of the area, and in a few minutes, Malcolm Morgan, Executive Director of the Washington County Council on Economic Development, will explain the specifics of Pointe's formation.
We're presently where we're standing on this property here. It was owned by the Steele family. My company, Bologna Coal, mined this property in 1980, and it also mined a property to the left. It was on the old Mays property. Prior to us mining the Mays property, the Harmon Creek Coal Corporation mined up to the 40-foot cover line, and then we went in and mined the balance of it and reclaimed it. And presently, that's Washington County's building their industrial light park on the property, as you see the buildings. And everything to the east to my left was practically 95% or better was mined by the Harmon Creek Coal Company. That started, they started back in the 1940s, and they had to the east and then down to the south where their main preparation plant was located, and also they went all the way out to the north, all the way out to the close to Raccoon State Park, and they mined. And it was all surface mining, and they had rather large equipment. They had one shovel, a 16-yard shovel. It was known as the model number was a 5321 Marion, and that's what basically they mined with. And after that, they bought a drag line, a Bucyrus-Syrian 9W. It carried a 12-yard bucket, and the shovel carried a 16-yard bucket. But they mined, the Harmon Creek Company Corporation mined quite a few acres, but they started in the 40s, and you have to give them a lot of credit. In the 40s, there weren't very many laws, but Mr. Hillman, the owner of Harmon Creek, was at that time reclaiming land, planting trees, whatever the land could stand, and putting lakes in and vegetation, and putting different type of animals and birds on the property, and he was ahead of his time. And there's only two people I know that did that. One was Mr. Hillman, and the second was a fellow from Weirton, West Virginia, Mike Stravaggi. The name of the company was Penn Weir Coal Company. And now this land has all been surface mined, and that was starting back in the 40s until we mined here to the 80s, and it's reclaimed, and presently what we're sitting here is going to be for future development, we hope, in time. And the county has invested a lot of money here and to make it happen.
My name is Malcolm Morgan, and I'm the Executive Director of the Washington County Council on Economic Development. We're a nonprofit corporation that is doing this development for the county commissioners. They requested us to first acquire some land to do this up near the Allegheny County Airport, and then once we got that acquired for them, they asked us if our organization would do the development, because I've had a lot of experience. I've built airfields in Bahamas. I've flown all over. I was in the Corps of Engineers in the Army. I built a lot of different buildings and so forth. So I guess they thought that I was a logical one to start heading this program up. The commissioners supplied the money, and how we acquired the land. First, I worked with Mr. Bologna. We worked out a purchase of the first 48 acres. And the reason we wanted to work with him on this is we wanted easy access to the road. As you notice how you come in directly through the intersection and come right into the park. But I'm getting ahead of myself. After that, the commissioners wanted 1,000 acres. So I started working with the Game Commission, who owned this entire tract that you can see over here to the left, to see how we could acquire it one way or the other. The Game Commission usually has a standard operation. For every 3 acres you give them, they'll trade you 1 acre. So we went down below Taylorstown. The power company owned 3,900 and some acres down there. The commissioners authorized me to negotiate and buy it. I traded it to the Game Commission, and that's how we've got this located piece of land here to grow into a place that can keep some of our children on jobs here in Washington County instead of all of them moving off to Texas and California and so forth. And that's how it all began. Now, you want to know about the project?
Yes.
All right. So far, we have 5 companies who are under construction. We look to, as we sell a tract of land to people, we like to say to them, for every acre we sell you, we want you to deliver at least 10 jobs. And we've had people who are in business, but they're not job intense, and we have turned them away. Not that we're snobs or anything like that. We're trying to create jobs for people just like the 3 of you that I'm standing here in front of. First company over there, that's a German company out of Germany, and they mix colors. The one behind it is from Sweden. Actually, the home base is out of Sweden. This one here is a local homegrown company. This one here to the right. So is that one up there. They're both companies that are from this area. One of them was flooded wherever they were before. They wanted out here where it was new and fresh. And we are very happy to be restoring what is known in the industry today as a brownfield. It was created when it was stripped. Just like Mr. Bologna said earlier, we're now using it the 3rd time. We're doing our very best to make this a showplace by putting sidewalks in and curbs and everything, street lights, etc., so that it's a place that anybody can work here night or day and feel comfortable. The lake's a couple of miles down through that woods over there. From here, we plan to totally redevelop it, put in a new dam and that sort of thing. As a matter of fact, there's some talk about doing, there's 3 valleys in that 1,000 acres to do like they've done in Japan and also in China, where they put a series of dams down those valleys and create water dams. Now, I don't think this has ever been done around here before, but there's some talk of some of the engineering people along that line. I think it's a great idea, a place for ducks to land and so forth.